Here are my note cards. Does the whistling wind, the sharp crack of a tree branch, and the sound of silence fill you with dread or delight? Robert Frost's poem, Stopping by the Woods on a Snowy Evening, describes the woods to us as lovely, dark, and deep. Noted literary critic John Ogilvy has described this poem as an interplay between our public obligations and our private will. For me, Leah Garner, I feel this is especially true. I believe that the woods have created my independent spirit. They're a point of commonality for my family, and they're a form of meditation for me. My time in the woods has really been a struggle between independence and also responsibility. It's a time to be alone and also with family. In my childhood, we were allowed to run wild and run free, literally and figuratively. On my honeymoon, we believe that Sasquatch may have come out of the woods for my husband. And lastly, the most recent added dimension to our family has been the addition of our husky dog, Raven, as well as my Insta family, provided by my stepdaughter and also my nephew as well. But as you can tell, solitude is a scarce commodity these days. But what I've really tried to do from an early age is to achieve insight, but primarily through isolation. My father, when I was growing up, taught us survival skills such as how to track animals and how to make snares. He also told us that certain types of bark were edible, as well as that moss will typically grow on the north side of a tree. But he also told us, much like Robert Frost, that isolation is not without a cost. In the best-selling novel, Last Child in the Woods, author Robert Louv tells us that lack of time in nature has led to some unfortunate consequences in our society. These consequences include such things as depression, attention disorders, and also childhood obesity. However, this is one of the reasons why I've tried to include nature as an integral part of our family's activities. With that said, we haven't always found that nature has been cooperative with our botanical ambitions. We've had plenty of dark and deep moments as well. On my honeymoon, my husband believed that Sasquatch was coming out of the woods just for him. Of course, I had picked the area of the country that has the largest number of Sasquatch sightings. As he locked the doors, closed the windows, and peered out from behind the blinds, he tried to figure out whom or what was making that strange sound. Did I mention that we were the only people in 5 miles? Ironically, during that time, as my husband channeled his best Shaggy from Scooby-Doo impression, I felt it was the most relaxed that I had been in my entire life. I try to recreate that same mindset with the many walks that I take with my dog, Raven. We enjoy going to Patapsco Valley State Park, where the teenagers in my house also enjoy standing on a mountaintop and letting forth with a barbaric yawp. However, one of the things that I find is that my kids, my dog, and I all have a love of freedom and a love of the wildness of the woods. With that said, what I find is that the jingle jangle of my dog's collar will often break the reverie of our time in the woods, reminding us and chastising us that it is time for dinner and possibly a nap. But even our dog knows that resting too long in the woods is to risk too much. We have responsibilities to return to. Eventually, our minds and our feet must return to rest. As Robert Frost said, the woods are lovely, dark and deep, but I too have promises to keep, and many, many miles to go before my terrified husband, kids, dog, and I will finally sleep. Thank you.